Hi class, and welcome to Introduction to Sociology. My name is Julie Manning and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. And I just want to do a brief rundown as to how the course is laid out and where things are located for those of you that are not familiar with MTC. Real briefly, if you see right here, you will go to ntc.edu. Sign in to myntc.edu with your student ID number and your password that was given. Once that is complete, then go to the Blackboard, which is highlighted here. That will take you to this particular, it'll be somewhat like this, but because I'm on the instructor mode, mine will show a little bit differently. But you would select whatever section you're in as far as the course. So in this instance, I'm just picking section 6. And again, this might look a little bit different on your end because I have my instructor edit mode on. I want to make sure I can show you everything. So the first thing that you're going to see along the left-hand column here are the announcements, course information, learning plans, the discussion board, my grades, my instructor, and then to send email to myself. And first thing is anything in the announcements, you need to make sure that you check your email daily because this is my mode of communication to you. There are times that I will change the learning plan, and I may drop some assignments if the discussions are going well in class and do more class-oriented rather than writing the paper. So it's to your benefit and mine if you really engage in conversation during the class hours. This early access is very, very important. You need to take time to read this. Mainly, I want you to be aware that there is a Learning Plan 0 quiz and a discussion board that is more or less an introduction from you to the class and myself. This must be completed prior to the first class meeting, and that is worth points. So there is a time limit on that. You have to go in to look at the due dates in the syllabus. Will tell you all of that. Again, any other information, like during the winter or if we have school closings, that will be here in the announcements. And then the welcome, this will tell you exactly what I'm kind of talking about, referring to here. The welcome video, the syllabus, which you must print. I highly recommend you print out and check frequently because I do change it up, and it's your responsibility to be on top of things. Again, look at the Blackboard formatting, which were the columns on the left-hand side. The Learning Plan 0 must be done prior to the first class. And then, again, read the instructions and come to the first class prepared, having read chapters 1 and 2, because that is part of your points on a weekly basis, is your discussion and participation and knowledge of what you've read. And we will go through that in class again, and then just follow the remaining instructions here. There are 17 quizzes. I know, don't freak out, it's not that bad. They're 10 questions, 1 point each. In class, I literally give the question and the answer to you. All you have to do is take notes. With that said and done, the quizzes and the final exam are open book. I do not do the lockdown browser. The quizzes are timed for 20 minutes for 10 questions. They're worth 1 point each. The final exam is 80 questions. You get 2 hours, and I give you a study guide for it. And again, it is not locked down. And we'll talk more about the PATs, or the writing assignments. There are 3 of those. Basically, it's one writing assignment that you start in the beginning. You modify it to improve upon it, and then the final rough draft. And then, like I said, the in-class discussion activities. So That's the important things there. Now, if you go to course information, yeah, if my computer will move a little faster, this is where you'll find the syllabus. And I have my syllabus over here, so I'm going to just drag it over. And again, you need to read through this. Right here is the section that you're in, my mode of contact, my email, my preferred method is cell phone. You can either call or text me from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then the class, my class hours, or office hours, excuse me, are located here as well. And then, of course, we have the start and the end dates, along with our meeting times and our location. And this is everybody wants to know is, what is my grade going to be? Well, here are the grades. They're pretty general as far as the standard across the general studies program listed here. Further down, now you have the breakdown of what your discussion board, which is your introduction. The first thing that you should do is worth 15 points. And here's your overall grade, 17 quizzes. And the first one is untimed. The Learning Plan 0 is untimed, and you can take it as often as you want, and the highest grade is recorded. And then your writing paper, research papers, the first draft is 15, second is worth 25, and the final draft is 75. And then 2 brief presentations worth 30 points each, and then the in-class participation, as well as the final exam points. So that gives you a breakdown of your grade status. Also here is important information about due dates. It's going to be not going to be easy, but you've got to get the assignments done in time and on the due date, or you're going to fall behind, which is going to leave you in a crunch. So you have to really work on your time management. Since we are talking about very diverse issues within sociology, it's highly recommended that you respect each other's opinions, whether you agree with them or not. Everybody's opinion matters in this class, and I will not tolerate any disrespect whatsoever. So it is imperative that you come in with an open mind and put yourself in the shoes of somebody else before you start judging them. An added bonus is, roll calls taken daily. However, for those of you that have perfect attendance, at the end of the semester will receive 15 points. If you miss one class, it'll be 10 points. So that is extremely helpful. And again, I can't stress enough how many people, the people that succeed are the ones that come to class on a daily basis. Real briefly, as I mentioned before, course revisions. Quite frequently, I do revise the syllabus, especially if we have a really good topic going, in class. I may drop a paper, and likewise, if we're not having a really good discussion in class, I may add a paper. So again, very important that you check your email daily and look for any revisions. You are responsible for that. Now this is the course timeline. As you can see on the top here, this is for, your section might be different as far as when the assignments and quizzes are due. But either way, regardless, it's right on the top there as to when the assignments are due. So again, starting for the first week, these are the topics that we will cover. And right here, then, these are the things you need to complete: the Learning Plan 0 discussion board and the quiz prior to the class. Highly, highly recommended. In addition, you need to complete and come to class ready to discuss Chapter 1 and 2 of your book. Again, discussion and participation is part of your grade, so you need to be prepared and have those 2 chapters read that very prior to the first day of class. And as you see when you go through this, I like to bring in a lot of reality, the real world, if you'll say, and I like to show films that pertain to sociology, because sociology is everywhere around us, and I like to apply it to the real world. I think that it's more fun, and it's easier to learn. So as you can see on the second week of class, we're going to watch the Alaskan Bush People. And then you'll write a paper on that and how it pertains to sociology, how sociology pertains to the film and vice versa. As well as then you'll see that the PAT-1A draft is brought in, and we'll go over this more in class. But here is your basic list of your weekly schedule and what is recommended and what is due. Now, the important part is going to be under learning plans here. This is where you're going to have to go for pretty much everything that you're going to do. We have one discussion board, and that's your introduction. It's the only time that you will ever use the discussion board. Everything else is laid out within the learning plans here. Here is an example from a previous student where of her writing style, and it is a perfect example. Please review that printed out and know it, because that will really help you. Learning Plan 0 obviously has got to be done before class, the first class that we talked about. And if you click on this, it will take you to the Learning Plan quiz, which is available. Again, open book. It's on the syllabus, the APA, plagiarism, and everything that is in the syllabus. And then the discussion board to introduce yourself, and you are graded on this. In order to receive the discussion board, it's an all or nothing. It's either 0 or 15 points. So if you miss one of these questions, one of the 7 questions, you get a 0. I highly recommend that you copy this and then go over to your discussion board, which is right here. And once you get into the discussion board, you click on the welcome and then click on create a thread. Once you click create a thread, then copy and paste that information that was from the learning plan in the 1 through 7 questions. Plagiarism. This document, again, you need to know because you will be quizzed on it in the first learning plan. But you can also get expelled from college if you plagiarize. You definitely need to review this, read and review. And in addition, we use the APA style for writing. You must use this. You will be docked points if you do not. So you need to print that off and refer to it frequently. And then in the learning plans, I'm not going to go through every folder, but for example, Chapter 1, it tells you a checklist of what is expected, and then the competencies and objectives that we will discuss and actually cover. There is a PowerPoint right here, and you'll take the time. They're very short videos, and they actually help you better understand it maybe in a different way than I'm teaching it. And then the quiz. And if there was a discussion, which in the second week there would be a discussion paper due, it'll be underneath or right around this quiz area. And as I mentioned, the writing assignments. Most instructors have 3 different research papers that are due during the semester. I do 1 paper. The first one is a detailed rough draft or draft outline. And technically, it's not really an outline. It's actually a paper. And you follow these template and the guidelines, and you pick a topic of your choice that pertains to sociology, flip through the book, or see something that you are really interested in and tie it into sociology. Again, the PAT-1A is worth 15 points, and then the PAT-1B will build upon that. You'll make corrections and additions and make it a little bit longer and in depth. And then the final one, the PAT-1C, is your final